the pressure of nailing this with the radio DJ back in the green room. Fred is here, everybody. And guess what? We're going to talk very little about what he does on the radio because as everybody here knows, you know how much I love animals and especially rescue animals. And that is at the heart and soul of Fred. And he's taken two of his great passions and combined them into what is volunteer work, which is simply amazing. Before we get to him, a little shout out to the sponsors. Thank you so much to our presenting sponsors. Canine Cruise is the place to take your pet. They offer dog and cat boarding, dog daycare, pet retail, and mindful day school. With over 12,000 square feet of indoor space and a spacious yard, they're the one-stop shop for professional pet care in Chicago. Bark Pouch makes game-changing lickable treats for easy breezy time with your dog or dogs. Their grab-and-go pouch makes treating mess-free and with 5 irresistible, all-human-grade recipes in 2 sizes, even picky pups find a favorite. 1 gentle squeeze and a quick lick of Bark Pouch dog treats, and you'll enjoy amazing attention, even around squirrels. Kiki's Corner Natural Pet Foods in downtown Winfield, just a block south of the CBH Hospital and the railroad tracks. Kiki's has all your food and health aid needs for dogs and cats. Kiki's Corner for a healthy, happy pet. Thank you so much, sponsors. I really appreciate it. Without further ado, here's Fred. And Fred, I know you know that sponsorship is so important because I listen in the morning and I'm always like, when are they coming back? But thank you for joining me, first of all. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me. What was that mindful day school for your dog? Is that what that was?
Yeah, so basically they do some training basically for dogs that are just not great with other dogs.
Can they train me to be great with other people? Okay, good. Maybe I'll go.
Sure.
But yes, Sarah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so it's funny. I have a thread with some friends from, I think you know me from the TV world as well, from NBC Sports. And we have a thread and we talk about the morning show a lot. It's very relatable. Congratulations. You are nationally syndicated now. I know that's a big deal for you.
No, thank you very much. And I hope it's nice things that you're saying in your thread.
Yeah, we're like 4 of the 13 listeners that you always talk about.
Okay, well that's you should involve me in it. You should add me to the group chat.
Yeah, that
little personal attention to half of my listeners. So that's good.
Yeah, I'll just slide you right into our group chat. That'd be awesome. But you grew up with rescue animals. It's really close to your heart. So tell me about your childhood and you know your love of animals and how you grew up.
Yeah, we always had probably 2 cats, 2 dogs at minimum, and they were always rescues. In some regard, you're looking at I think a rescue dog there, not pictured a rescue cat. So there's always kind of a mix of that. It's always been an important part of our family, our animals, and we treat them, as though they're equal members of the family, like they're people. Where did you find these pictures? I mean, what is going on here? What on earth?
It's amazing. I mean, are these all rescue animals? They're amazing.
No, in fact, one of them, but the other one's not pictured here. I don't know how the other cat wasn't included. Like maybe because it had better hair than mine or something. What is going on? Where did you find this? I need to find this place and close it.
Yeah, and I used to do like a lot of research in my TV role, so I really did dig up some good pictures there.
Yeah, but animals are important in our family. Rescues are important in our family too, and we have a couple 3 dogs now as well that my mom takes around to the hospital, children's hospital, also to the library. Kids read. It was Lily, but mostly Harley, who passed away, a Labradoodle at age 15, I believe he was. But he'd go to the library and kids would read to him. Kids who were intimidated by reading to children would read to him. And it was a very sweet thing that she did. So it's certainly part of the DNA of our family.
Yeah, and I think that's so important too, just as a child to learn about the rescue animals and the rescue world. I grew up with a dog from our farm because I grew up in the middle of Pennsylvania, Amish country. So, I didn't grow up here. So it is, and I know that you're not from here too, a little transplant. So, Yeah, that part of it is so important. And you've been flying for how long? Over 20 years now?
Yeah, I've been flying for almost 25 years. So it was 18 when I got my private pilot's license, and taken it along since then.
Yeah, and then how did you start with Pilots N Paws?
Yeah, so I was sort of really getting into it, and I wanted to be more proficient. And it's one of those things where I've been flying a little bit per year on average as an average private pilot for a long time. And then I bought an airplane, and I said, well, if I'm going to own this airplane, I need to be more proficient. I need to come up with reasons, to use it. And so I immediately went to sort of research charitable opportunities, things I could do to fly, but then also, hopefully help some people out. And there are a number of organizations out there that help people. Angel Flight is one of them. Veterans Airlift Command is another one. I work with both of them. But then there's Pilots N Paws, and I want to say they were at the forefront. There are a few other organizations that are similar now, but and they sort of bridge the gap between states, especially in this part of the country, in the Midwest, states where there's a surplus, for lack of a better word, of adoptable animals, and relocated to places where they could find forever homes as opposed to putting them down. And a big barrier to entry is the transportation element, because getting an animal or a series of animals from Louisville to Chicago or Milwaukee or whatever, that could volunteer a day or more, and a lot of mass and time and resources, and yet we can do that same trip in an hour and a half. And so and it's happening all over the country every day. Tons of pilots do it, and I think for the same reason, it's a way to combine two passions.
So I have just a few questions. Is it just you in the airplane? Because I can imagine some, especially puppies or a dog that might not love the crate, can be a little bit distracting. So how does that part of it work?
Yeah, so if it's just me, then I crate them. And some pilots don't. It sort of depends on your comfort level and the kind of equipment that you have. I think it's safer and a little bit, I suppose, eliminate some of the unknown to crate the animals, because these are rescues. Oftentimes they come from all different backgrounds. So who knows how they'll respond to a car, or not to mention an airplane. So and also with the puppies, you can see there it would be a little chaotic, but we have over the years, I've flown mastiffs as large 230 pounds, and in that case there's no crate, and I will bring someone along to just to be in the back of the airplane with the larger ones if that comes around.
And then it really is something, because I know in the South, especially, the euthanasia rates right now everywhere are awful. Unfortunately, animal welfare is really in a tough spot. But in the South, there's just overcrowding. They don't spay and neuter. It's real, like, you sometimes are you are the reason that these animals live. So what does that feel like when you can literally save a life?
Oh, I went away. Uh-oh. Did I forget to pay my internet bill, or what happened? Oh, there we go. First of all, I want to say that we're doing the easy work in the process. For us as pilots to spend a few hours or a day or whatever transporting these animals, it's our pleasure, and it's the easiest part of the operation. Going out, physically rescuing these animals from situations, rehabilitating them in many cases, making sure they have the proper health care. The volunteers, the vets, the organizations all over the country, they're the ones doing the hard work ultimately. And we get sort of the glory, because no one hates an airplane and a puppy, and it's a great story. But the truth is, we have the easiest job. It's simply, we're bus drivers for these animals, and I certainly am honored to be part of the process. But I don't know that we should take much credit.
I figured that you would say that. I figured.
It's true.
Yeah. You're very humble about it. And I think, it is incredible with the platform you have, that you're doing so much good, and it's all volunteer work. I know this is going to be a tough question, but do you have a favorite story? And I assume, you try to get the updates from the families or the rescues, but is there one that you can pick?
Oh man, it's tough. There've been a lot. I've flown 2 disabled, blind, and deaf dogs to the same family, which was really sweet, who I've become friends with and keep in touch with them. I think one of my favorites was a mastiff named Cassius, that was his name when we got him. They changed it to Frank the Tank at his new family. But for some reason, somebody bought a Mastiff and didn't realize, a Mastiff puppy, and didn't realize that he would grow to be 220 pounds when I got him. And that was, I think, at age 1. And so we took him, and somebody came with me. One of my producers came with me. Kaylin, I believe, was there that day. Or was it Kaylin? Somebody was with me. And here's this gigantic animal that was, really the sweetest dog of a 220-pound animal who had no clue of his own strength or size. But we took him to Gary, Indiana, where the airplane's based, and somebody came and got him. He lived in Valparaiso on a farm. He had a tough shed as a doghouse, and he drank water out of the sink. He knew how to turn it on. He didn't know how to turn it off. So when the family would come home and this was running, they know that Cassius had something to drink. But he passed away not that long ago. The family, sort of kept in touch with me, and they don't live very long, unfortunately. I think he was 7 or 8, which I think was a pretty good run for a dog that size. It was a sweet story of sort of, naivete and sort of ignorance, translated into ultimately the perfect home for this animal. There was another big dog that we came and picked up somewhere in the South, and the woman was relinquishing it because apparently her husband didn't like it for some reason, didn't like the dog, it being that their word. And she told us when we took the dog and loaded him onto the plane that it was almost grounds for divorce. And I like that lady, because you go to pick up an animal that someone's giving up, a family animal that they're saying, and to be honest, you don't go into that with a very strong opinion of someone who essentially giving away a member of the family, only to find out that essentially the other option was divorce, which I think would have been a better option, frankly. But nonetheless, that animal is in a new forever home and is well cared for. So always the endings, but they don't always start that way. I took a pig once as well. That was a sweet story. So there are a lot of them.
Yeah, and I love that it's not just dogs. I think that's so great. I mean, I think I saw a duck or something on one of the Pilots feeds.
I'm sure it's done. Yeah,
it's amazing. So I just want you to take me to that moment, kind of, when you land, and a lot of times the rescue or the family's there. I saw the Kevin Tibbles, the kids NBC Nightly News, and just like that, it's such a great moment. It's like a feel good moment. But can you take me to kind of your emotions? Have you ever cried, seeing, an excited rescue or family?
I don't cry, Sarah. I'm made of stone, but I sometimes I get to meet the family. Sometimes, kids are involved, and that's always really sweet. Sometimes rescue picking them up, ultimately almost all of them, all these animals have forever homes. Most of them have been placed, which is great. Knowing that they're coming for the purpose of going to a new home is amazing. But yeah, it's always very sweet. And a few times I've not wanted to give them up. Again, if I'm meeting the family where they're going, it's always encouraging. And I love the excitement from a lot of these people, and the appreciation. And they know that they're doing a nice thing, but it's almost as though they believe the animal being in their life is the gift. And so you're impressed to meet bad people doing this.
Right. I mean, it really is incredible. And I can see and feel that emotion. I think you've done like some Instagram stories too, like from inside, and it's just, you can really feel that. So thank you, Fred, for joining me. I know that you work and volunteer to do events and stuff with a lot of the local rescues here. I was at a One Tail event where you hosted, and it's so nice of you to give back to not just this community, but all over. I mean, you really make an impact everywhere. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. And I think you need Just for Men or some hair coloring as a sponsor, because my hair was much darker in some of those pictures. I mean, things have really changed. I don't know if that's 14 years of Chicago radio or what, but your boy needs to dye his hair, I think.
No, it's all good. I did show a few pictures when you were even really young. I mean, it's all good. And I think we all are maturing gracefully, right? I mean, this TV radio stuff, I quit TV. I couldn't take it anymore, but I'm happy that you're in
Well,
radio and you're part of our text thread. So thank you so much, Fred.
thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Fred, everybody, please go follow Pilots N Paws. Just incredible work. If you can donate, please do that. It's a really incredible what they do. I really do appreciate Fred's time. He works very early mornings, so for him to join us really is really special. So again, pilotsandpaws.org. He's doing great work. Here come our supporting sponsors, who I really appreciate. Thank you to the following supporting sponsors. Twin Tails Market and Barkery is a local family-owned business that has been serving the community for close to 7 years. Located in Palos Park, Twin Tails has everything you need to give your dogs and cats healthy and natural foods, treats, chews, toys, and so much more. You can also find them at www.twintailsmarket.com and on Facebook and Instagram as Twin Tails Market. At the K9 PT, we're dedicated to enhancing the lives of your four-legged companions through K9 rehabilitation services. Throughout October, we're showing our appreciation for word-of-mouth referrals by giving away a play session at Bodley's Backyard to our top referrer. For more information, visit the K9 PT. That's THEK9PT.com. Anything is Possible is Chicago's premier dog training company. They offer group classes for every stage of your dog's life and have a talented team of behavior specialists to work through any issues that need modification using positive reinforcement. Liz Starks at Guaranteed Rate. Check with Liz for the absolute best mortgage options. She helps when others can't and even calls it rescue loans. Buyers, sellers, or investors, give Liz a call. She can lend in all 50 states. NMLS number 224526. Kimberly Kingen Photography. Kimberly is a professional photographer from Chicago who loves animals as much as you do. Her pet portraiture celebrates pure love, connection, and the beauty of life with our furry loved ones by our side. Kimberly has done some bucket list photo shoots for our Live Like Roo dogs. She does amazing work. Please check her out for your holiday photos coming up too. Holiday photos, get on it. Ship and I are getting ours taken soon. Thank you guys so much. Next week, Thursday, it's going to be pre-taped. Sorry about that. I've got some stuff going on. Strategies for ethical and environmental development. That sounds like a mouthful, but you've got to listen to it. It's just amazing, the work that Kaylin and Pete are doing. Kaylin is the executive director. Pete is an investigator for SEED. They just do incredible work, not just with farm animals and farming and that kind of thing, but also with the environment. So when you have crowded farms with pigs and cows and chickens and all that water seeps in, and this has to do with the Clean Water Act. So for those of you that follow those kind of things, really just incredible work. So please tune in. I recorded it yesterday, but it is just amazing information that they have, and it wakes you up to some things that are going on, and it makes you think about your what you do in your life. So please join them. Anyway, thank you, Fred. I appreciate it. Please check out pilotsandpaws.org and donate if you can. If you're a pilot and you can fly, sign up to fly. I can't imagine how amazing that feels to get an animal to safety. But again, I appreciate Fred's time, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great week. Bye.